The Stoic path to unstoppable self-love. In a world that often equates self-care with indulgence and self-love with mere affirmation, Stoicism offers a profoundly different, more robust path. It is not a philosophy of passive acceptance, but of active self-mastery. To love oneself, in the Stoic sense, is not to blindly celebrate every flaw, but to take on the sacred duty of building a resilient, virtuous, and unshakable character. It is the ultimate form of self-respect. This journey transforms self-care from a sporadic treat into a disciplined practice of inner engineering. The habits outlined in the following chapters are not quick fixes. They are enduring practices designed to fortify your mind, clarify your judgment, and align your actions with your deepest values. By integrating these Stoic habits, you move beyond seeking validation from the external world and begin to cultivate an internal citadel of peace and purpose. This is the foundation of becoming truly unstoppable, not because external circumstances cease to challenge you, but because you develop the unwavering capacity to meet them with wisdom, courage, and justice. The following 4 chapters will guide you through this transformative process, beginning with the fundamental groundwork of perception and acceptance. The journey to unshakable self-love and resilience begins not with an outward conquest, but with a radical inward shift. Stoicism posits that we are disturbed not by events themselves, but by the judgments we attach to them. Therefore, the first and most critical arena of self-care is the battlefield of our own perceptions. This chapter establishes the foundational habits of mastering your internal narrative, practicing deliberate acceptance, and differentiating between what is within your power and what is not. Without this solid groundwork, all subsequent efforts will be built on the unstable sand of reactive emotion. True self-love starts with granting yourself the clarity to see the world as it is, not as your fears or desires wish it to be. It is about treating your mind with the respect it deserves, by carefully curating the thoughts you allow to reside within it. By cultivating these initial habits, you construct a bulwark against chaos, creating a calm center from which all effective action can flow. This is the essence of the first step, becoming the sober guardian of your own impressions. The inaugural and non-negotiable habit is the practice of the dichotomy of control, a concept most eloquently articulated by Epictetus. This involves a rigorous daily mental sorting exercise. Upon encountering any situation, thought, or emotion, you must consciously categorize it. Is this within my control, or is it not? What is within your control? Your opinions, your impulses, your desires, your aversions, and ultimately, your actions. What is not within your control? Your body, your possessions, your reputation, your status, and the actions and opinions of others. The profound self-care inherent in this habit lies in its liberation of energy. When you stop pouring your finite mental and emotional resources into futile attempts to control the uncontrollable, the weather, the past, another person's feelings, you reclaim immense power. You direct that power exclusively toward your own choices and responses. Loving yourself means refusing to tie your peace of mind to external outcomes, instead anchoring it firmly in the quality of your own will. This is not passivity. It is the strategic focus of your effort where it can actually make a difference, a supreme act of self-respect. Closely linked is the habit of amor fati, or the love of fate, a concept championed by Marcus Aurelius and later by Friedrich Nietzsche. This extends beyond mere acceptance of events to an active embrace. It is the decision to say, "This too for my good," to every occurrence, especially the obstacles and setbacks. The self-care application is transformative. Instead of meeting difficulty with resentment, which is a form of self-inflicted suffering, you train yourself to see it as the necessary raw material for your growth. Every problem becomes a training exercise designed specifically for your development. Did you face criticism? Good, it tests your humility and offers a chance for self-examination. Did a project fail? Good, it builds resilience and reveals a path for correction. By loving your fate, you transform your entire life story into one of purposeful evolution. You become a willing collaborator with reality rather than its bitter opponent. This habit fosters an unassailable inner peace, as nothing that happens can truly be against you if you choose to use it as fuel. The third foundational habit is morning premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This is a deliberate, contemplative practice, best done at the start of the day. You calmly visualize the potential challenges you might face: traffic, a difficult conversation, a work setback, or personal disappointment. The goal is not to induce anxiety, but to disarm it. By rehearsing these possibilities in the safe space of your mind, you remove their element of surprise and emotional sting. When you then go into your day, you have already navigated these troubles in your imagination. This is a profound act of self-care because it builds psychological preparedness. It is like a fire drill for the soul. You are inoculating yourself against panic and frustration. Furthermore, by premeditating on potential losses, you simultaneously cultivate a deep gratitude for the present moment. You realize that your current state of comfort is not a guaranteed default, but a temporary gift. This practice sharpens your appreciation and strengthens your composure, ensuring you are not easily derailed. The fourth pillar is conscious impulse control, the pause between stimulus and response. Viktor Frankl, echoing Stoic thought, wrote, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." The Stoic habit is to deliberately widen that space. When provoked by an insult, a frustration, or a desire, you institute a mandatory pause. You forbid yourself from an immediate, reflexive reaction. This pause is the birthplace of your character. Self-love is demonstrated in this moment of restraint. It is saying to yourself, "I owe myself a considered action, not a reckless reaction." Within that pause, you can apply the dichotomy of control, ask yourself what virtue is required, or simply allow the initial wave of emotion to subside. This habit protects you from a lifetime of regrets spoken in anger or actions taken in passion. It is the ultimate assertion of your humanity and rationality, placing you back in the driver's seat of your own life. The fifth habit in this foundational chapter is cultivating objective perception, seeing things as they are. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to strip away the added narrative from his impressions. See the disagreeable person not as an insulting jerk, but as a person acting out of their own ignorance and pain. See a setback not as a catastrophe, but as an event that has occurred. This is cognitive hygiene of the highest order. We constantly layer our own interpretations, judgments, and stories onto neutral events, and then we react violently to our own fictional additions. Loving yourself means cleaning this lens. It means granting yourself the clarity of truth, however plain it may be. This habit reduces suffering dramatically as you cease to be assaulted by your own exaggerated projections. It allows you to address the reality of a situation with precision, rather than wasting energy on phantoms of your own creation. It is a respectful and honest way to engage with the world. Finally, we establish the habit of daily reflection and journaling. This is the keystone practice that solidifies all others. At the end of each day, in the quiet of the evening, you hold a council with yourself. The Stoics used prompts like those from Epictetus. What did I do wrong today? What did I do right? What duty is left undone? Or Marcus Aurelius's unstructured meditations. This is not a diary of events, but a rigorous audit of your character. Where did you succumb to passion? Where did you act with courage? Did you waste time on what you cannot control? This practice is the epitome of self-love, because it is active engagement in your own moral and psychological development. It is a private, honest conversation where you hold yourself accountable and celebrate progress without external validation. This daily ritual of self-examination is what turns occasional philosophical insights into endurings of character. It is the workshop where the unshakable self is forged, one day at a time. With the foundation of clear perception and acceptance firmly laid, we move from the internal realm of judgment to the external arena of action. A mind that sees clearly must now act with purpose, for Stoicism is a philosophy of engagement, not withdrawal. This chapter focuses on the habits that translate your inner fortitude into outward integrity and effectiveness. Self-love, in this phase, is expressed through the discipline of doing what is right, not what is easy, popular, or immediately gratifying. It is about treating your time, your duties, and your relationships with the reverence they deserve. To become unstoppable is to align your actions so perfectly with your principles that hesitation and self-doubt dissolve. You move through the world with the confidence of one who knows their path and walks it consistently. These habits forge your character in the fires of daily practice, transforming philosophical ideals into lived reality. They answer the critical question, now that I see the world more clearly, how shall I conduct myself within it? The discipline of action is how you honor the potential of your better self. The first habit of this chapter is living in accordance with nature and virtue. For the Stoics, nature meant two things: the cosmic nature of the universe and, more importantly, your own rational human nature. To live in accordance with it is to fulfill your highest purpose, to act with reason and virtue. The four cardinal virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, become your daily compass. Self-care here is radical. It is the choice to measure your worth not by external achievements, but by your adherence to these virtues. Did you act with wisdom in that decision, seeking truth over convenience? Did you exercise courage in that difficult conversation, speaking honestly despite fear? Did you practice justice in that small interaction, treating the other person with fairness? Did you employ temperance in your desires, choosing sufficiency over excess? Every action becomes an opportunity to express these qualities. Loving yourself means demanding this ethical excellence from yourself, knowing that true peace comes from a clean conscience and a life with integrity, regardless of external outcomes. This leads directly to the second habit, memento mori, the remembrance of death. Far from a morbid fixation, this is a vitalizing and focusing practice. It is the conscious meditation on your own mortality, not to inspire fear, but to ignite urgency and clarity. Remembering that your time is finite and irrevocable is the ultimate antidote to procrastination, pettiness, and distraction. How would you act today if you knew it was your last? Not with hysterical hedonism, but with profound focus on what truly matters. You would forgive readily, express love openly, and waste no time on trifles or grievances. Integrating this awareness into daily life is a supreme act of self-love. It forces you to continually ask, is this how I wish to spend my precious limited life? It pulls you out of autopilot and into intentional living. It ensures that you do not postpone your virtues, your affections, or your purpose. By keeping death at your elbow, you become a more ardent, appreciative, and purposeful participant in life, refusing to squander a single moment on what is not aligned with your core values. The third habit is the cultivation of negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, applied to possessions. While touched on in Chapter 1, here we apply it specifically to our attachments. This involves periodically contemplating the loss of what you hold dear, your health, your relationships, your home, your career. Again, the purpose is not to dwell in pessimism, but to practice detachment and amplify gratitude. By mentally rehearsing the loss of these preferred indifferents, you accomplish two crucial things. First, you reduce the terror of potential loss, building emotional resilience. Second, and more importantly, you return to the present moment with a searing appreciation for what you have right now. You look at your partner, your child, or your own healthy body and think, this is not a permanent possession, but a current gift. I will cherish it accordingly. This habit protects you from taking blessings for granted. It is a form of emotional inoculation that allows you to enjoy the world without being enslaved by your attachment to it. You love yourself by freeing yourself from the tyranny of what if I lose it. The fourth habit is purposeful action and the elimination of dithering. Indecision and aimless activity are forms of self-betrayal. They represent a disrespect for your own time and potential. The Stoic habit is to act decisively once your reason has determined the right course. Marcus Aurelius admonished himself, "Stop talking about what a good man is like. Be one. And waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This is the transition from deliberation to execution. Self-love here is the refusal to tolerate your own excuses and procrastinations. When a duty is clear, you move. When a compassionate act is needed, you perform it. When a mistake requires correction, you address it. This habit builds tremendous self-trust. You begin to see yourself as someone who gets things done, who keeps promises to yourself and others. It involves breaking large tasks into small, actionable steps and attacking them without complaint. The momentum generated by this habit is what makes you unstoppable. You are no longer paralyzed by perfectionism or fear. You are in motion, guided by virtue and learning through action. The fifth habit is voluntary discomfort and frugality. This is a direct training in resilience and temperance. You periodically choose to experience mild hardship. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, walk instead of driving, wear simpler clothing, or sleep on a harder surface. Why? To prove to yourself that you can endure it, and that your happiness is not dependent on luxurious conditions. This practice dismantles the fear of deprivation that often controls our lives. It strengthens your willpower and builds a confidence that is independent of circumstance. Seneca, a wealthy man, practiced poverty regularly, stating that to know true wealth, one must learn to do without. This is not self-punishment, it is self-liberation. By willingly embracing small discomforts, you build a fortress within yourself that no external misfortune can easily breach. You love yourself by making yourself strong, adaptable, and free from the constant craving for more ease, more comfort, more pleasure. You discover the profound contentment that comes from needing very little, and the immense power that flows from that independence. The sixth and culminating habit of this chapter is duty and service to others, the cosmopolitan view. Stoicism is not a selfish philosophy. A core tenet is that we are rational beings meant to live in community. True self-love, therefore, extends to seeing your well-being as intertwined with the common good. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of his duty to his fellow citizens. This habit involves actively looking for ways to contribute, to be useful, to practice the virtue of justice in your daily circles. Hold the door, offer genuine help, listen attentively, share knowledge, correct with kindness. View yourself as a citizen of the world, a cosmopolitan, with responsibilities to your human family. This practice is transformative for self-love because it moves you beyond a narrow, egocentric focus. In serving others according to your capacity, you fulfill your human nature and connect to something larger than yourself. It provides meaning and counters the isolation that often accompanies self-focused pursuits. You love yourself by being a person you can respect, a reliable, helpful, and constructive member of the human community. Your actions become a testament to your principles, and in that consistency, you find a deep and unshakable self-respect. Having established a foundation of clear perception and a discipline of purposeful action, we now turn to the inner citadel that must withstand the inevitable sieges of life. This chapter is dedicated to building psychological and emotional resilience, the kind of unassailable strength that makes you truly unstoppable. Self-love, in this context, is the proactive fortification of your mind against the slings and arrows of fortune, the opinions of others, and your own internal turbulence. It is about cultivating an inner sanctuary so secure that external chaos cannot disrupt your peace. The habits here are your daily drills, the mental exercises that train you to remain calm, focused, and virtuous even under pressure. They move beyond managing perceptions and actions to actively strengthening the very fabric of your consciousness. This is where you build the stamina for the long journey, ensuring that your progress is not derailed by hardship, criticism, or success. To love yourself is to invest relentlessly in this inner fortitude, making your well-being independent of circumstance. The first and paramount habit of this chapter is the practice of inner citadel construction. This metaphorical concept, central to Stoic thought, involves visualizing and reinforcing a fortress within your own mind. Its walls are made of your principles, its gates guarded by your reason, and its treasury filled with your virtues. The practice is a daily mental reaffirmation. Within this citadel, I am safe. Here, no external event, praise, blame, loss, or gain can harm my core self unless I grant it entry. When insulted, you retreat to your citadel and ask, does this truth affect my character? Does it alter my ability to be just or courageous? If not, it remains outside the walls, powerless. This is the ultimate act of self-care, consciously building and maintaining a psychological space of absolute sovereignty. You love yourself by declaring your inner world a sacred territory, inviolable by the fleeting judgments and happenings of the external world. It is from this secure base that all resilient action flows. Closely linked is the second habit, the transformative power of obstacle as way, anti-fragility. While amor fati is the loving embrace of fate, this habit is the tactical, energizing application of that principle. It is the active mindset of seeing every barrier, every setback, and every antagonist not as an impediment to your path, but as an essential part of the path itself. The obstacle is the way. A financial difficulty becomes a lesson in frugality and creativity. A betrayal becomes a masterclass in discernment and forgiveness. A physical limitation becomes a teacher of patience and alternative strength. This habit cultivates anti-fragility, the quality of gaining from disorder. You love yourself by training your mind to extract fuel from friction. Instead of being diminished by challenges, you learn to grow stronger because of them. This reframe turns you into an alchemist of adversity, transforming base metals of hardship into the gold of wisdom and strength. It ensures that no experience is wasted, and that every blow forges you harder and sharper. The third habit is controlled engagement with the senses and pleasures, mindful abstention. Stoic self-care is not ascetic denial for its own sake, but mindful mastery. This habit involves periodically and consciously abstaining from sensory indulgence, not out of hatred for pleasure, but to assert your dominance over it. Choose to fast from digital stimulation, from rich food, from gossip, or from constant entertainment. Sit in silence. Walk without a podcast. Eat a plain meal. The purpose is to break the automatic chain between stimulus and craving, to prove to yourself that you are not a slave to your senses. This practice builds immense self-respect and inner quiet. It creates space for reflection and reduces the internal noise that often clouds judgment. By regularly practicing this control, you ensure that when you do engage with pleasures, you do so as a free person making a choice, not as an addict compelled by habit. You love yourself by being the master of your appetites, not their servant, which is a fundamental source of dignity and peace. The fourth habit is the internalization of goals, process over outcome. A primary source of anxiety and fragility is tying our happiness and self-worth to outcomes we do not fully control. The Stoic habit is to internalize your goals completely. Your goal is not to win the race, external, uncertain, but to train with perfect discipline and run with total heart, internal, fully within your control. Your goal is not to get the promotion, but to perform your current duties with excellence, integrity, and teamwork. This is perhaps the most liberating form of self-love. It untethers your emotional state from the chaotic, unpredictable external world and anchors it to the one thing you can always govern: your own effort and intention. You can always succeed by this internal metric, regardless of the external result. This makes you unstoppable because failure in the conventional sense ceases to exist. The only true failure is a failure of virtue or effort. You compete only with your previous self, and your satisfaction is guaranteed by the quality of your own performance. The fifth habit is the daily review and cognitive distance, the view from above. This expands on the evening journal by incorporating a specific mental exercise from Marcus Aurelius, the view from above. When beset by worry, conflict, or pride, you mentally zoom out. See your current concern from the perspective of a month, a year, a century, from the viewpoint of the cosmos itself. Look down at the earth as a tiny blue marble, your city a speck, your life a brief flicker. This practice instills cognitive distance, shrinking petty anxieties and egoistic preoccupations to their true insignificant size. It is the antidote to self-importance and tribulation. The worry that consumed you today, how will it matter in 100 years? This is not to diminish your life's importance, but to contextualize it within a vast, beautiful whole. It cultivates humility and a serene acceptance of your small yet purposeful place in the grand scheme. Loving yourself means not allowing your peace to be shattered by transient, microscopic events. This habit grants you that cosmic perspective, cooling fevered emotions with the calm vastness of time and space. The sixth, integrating habit of this chapter is the cultivation of silence and solitude. In a world of constant noise and input, deliberate silence is a radical act of self-care. This is not merely the absence of sound, but the intentional creation of space for your own mind to function without external influence. Regular periods of solitude, free from books, screens, or conversation, are where you digest experiences, hear your own inner voice, and reconnect with your core principles. Seneca wrote extensively on the importance of withdrawing into oneself to find true companionship. In these quiet moments, you practice being content with your own company, which is the bedrock of emotional independence. You learn that you are enough. This habit fortifies you against the fear of being alone and the desperate need for external validation. It strengthens your inner citadel by making it a pleasant and familiar home. You love yourself by valuing your own thoughts, by providing yourself the quiet necessary for clarity and restoration. From this deep well of silence, you draw the strength to engage with the noisy world from a position of centered power, not reactive neediness. The journey of Stoic self-care culminates not in isolation, but in harmonious integration. Having built a foundation of perception, a discipline of action, and a fortress of resilience, we now turn to the art of living these principles fully and gracefully in the world. This final chapter focuses on habits that synthesize your inner work into a consistent, authentic, and impactful presence. Self-love, at this stage, is the confident expression of the character you have forged. It is the embodiment of your virtues in complex social landscapes, the maintenance of your hard-won peace amidst dynamism, and the commitment to lifelong growth. Becoming unstoppable is not about becoming rigid or impervious, but about achieving a fluid strength, like a deep river that flows steadily around obstacles, unwavering in its course. These habits ensure that your Stoic practice is a living philosophy, one that not only protects you, but also positively radiates into your relationships and endeavors. This is where you move from practicing Stoicism to becoming a Stoic, a person whose very nature reflects wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The first habit of integration is the art of equanimity in success and failure. A true test of character is not how you handle poverty, but how you handle power. Not just how you endure defeat, but how you manage victory. The Stoic habit is to meet both with the same calm, composed inner state equanimity. See success praise, promotion, windfalls as preferred indifference. They are welcome, but they do not define you. Receive them with gratitude, but without attachment, knowing they are as temporary as hardship. Similarly, see failure and criticism with the same detached analysis. What can I learn? Does this feedback point to an error in my action? This habit protects you from the corrosive effects of pride and the debilitating effects of shame. You love yourself by refusing to let external validation inflate your ego or external condemnation shatter your self-worth. Your value remains constant, anchored in your virtue. This steady demeanor makes you reliable in crisis and humble in triumph, a person others can trust and you can respect. The second, critical habit is mindful communication and the discipline of speech. Speech is a primary expression of character, and the Stoics exercise severe discipline over it. The habit involves applying a 3-filter test before speaking, often attributed to Socrates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? This practice is a profound act of self-love and love for others. It prevents you from the regret, conflict, and wasted energy that arise from gossip, complaints, harsh words, or unnecessary arguments. Speak little and with purpose. Listen attentively. Prefer silence to mindless chatter. When you must correct or disagree, do so with logic and compassion, not emotion and insult. This habit conserves your inner peace and projects strength. It ensures your words carry weight because they are not cheapened by frequency or malice. By mastering your speech, you master a significant part of your social reality. You become known for your integrity and wisdom, and you avoid the myriad troubles that spring from an unguarded tongue. You love yourself by creating a world around you defined by thoughtful, constructive dialogue. This leads to the third habit, cultivating deep, virtue-based relationships. Stoic self-love understands that we are social creatures, and our relationships should reflect our principles. The habit involves consciously curating your associations and, more importantly, transforming the nature of your existing connections. Seek out and nurture relationships based on mutual growth, virtue, and honest counsel, what the Stoics called the fellowship of wise men. For relationships you cannot leave, family, colleagues, practice applying your virtues, justice in dealing fairly, courage in setting boundaries, temperance in managing emotions, and wisdom in your interactions. Do not seek to be loved or admired. Seek to be just and loving. This refrain liberates you from the exhausting pursuit of approval. You love yourself by choosing not to remain in toxic dynamics that compromise your principles and by bringing your best self to all engagements. Your circle may become smaller, but its quality will become a source of strength and reflection, not drama and drain. The fourth integrative habit is the practice of gratitude as a worldview. While negative visualization prepares you for loss, habitual gratitude anchors you in the present abundance. This goes beyond a daily list. It is a continuous background awareness of the gifts inherent in existence. The Stoic practice is to begin and end each day by acknowledging specific things, the functioning of your senses, a lesson learned from a challenge, the opportunity to perform your duty, the simple beauty of the sky. Marcus Aurelius began his meditations by cataloging the debts of gratitude he owed to others. This habit directly combats entitlement, resentment, and the hedonic treadmill, the constant desire for more that kills contentment. By systematically counting your blessings, you train your brain to spot the good, which is always present alongside the difficult. This creates a sustainable baseline of happiness that is not dependent on new acquisitions. You love yourself by filling your own mind with appreciation, which is the most nourishing and peaceful mental diet possible. It makes you a more joyful person and attracts positivity through your appreciative lens. The fifth habit is physical self-care as a philosophical duty. Stoicism is not a dualistic philosophy that neglects the body. A sound mind requires a sound vessel. Marcus Aurelius spoke of treating the body with respect, as it is the tool given to you for carrying out your duties. Therefore, disciplined physical care, adequate sleep, nourishing food, regular exercise, and management of illness is a non-negotiable Stoic habit. It is not about vanity or athleticism, but about maintenance and respect for the instrument of your will. When you exercise, you are practicing endurance and discipline. When you choose healthy food, you are practicing temperance. When you ensure rest, you are practicing wisdom by recognizing your limits. Neglecting the body is a failure of your duty to yourself and to your purpose, as a broken tool cannot execute fine work. This habit is the literal embodiment of self-love. It ensures you have the energy, health, and vitality required to meet your obligations and practice your virtues effectively in the long term. The sixth and culminating habit is the continuous cycle of learning and teaching, the philosopher's loop. The Stoic journey has no final destination. The final habit is the commitment to perpetual growth and the generous sharing of your insights. This involves two parts: First, remain a lifelong student. Read philosophy, study history, observe nature, and learn from everyone you meet, especially from those who challenge you. Every day should bring a new insight or a deeper understanding of an old one. Second, embrace the role of a teacher, not in a formal sense, but through example and gentle guidance when asked. As you solidify your own practice, you naturally become a beacon for others seeking clarity. Share your understanding without dogma. This loop learn, integrate, teach cements your own knowledge and provides profound meaning. You love yourself by committing to your own endless evolution, and you love humanity by contributing to the growth of others. This ensures your philosophy is alive, dynamic, and connected to the human community. It is the ultimate expression of an unstoppable spirit, one that is always growing, always contributing, and always anchored in the unwavering love of a self built on virtue. Conclusion: the unshakable whole. The 15 Stoic habits outlined across these 4 chapters form a comprehensive architecture for self-love that is both formidable and compassionate. This is not a path of self-indulgence, but of self-construction. It begins with mastering your perceptions, proceeds through disciplining your actions, is fortified by strengthening your resilience, and is fulfilled in integrating these principles into your daily being. Each habit interlocks with the others, creating a synergistic system where the practice of one supports and enhances all the rest. To love yourself this way is to undertake the most important project you will ever manage: the creation of a character that can withstand any storm and find joy in the journey itself. You become unstoppable not because the world stops challenging you, but because you develop an inner core that cannot be stopped, a core of reason, virtue, and profound self-respect. This is the promise of Stoic self-care, a life of peace, purpose, and unshakable strength, emanating from the love of the self you have wisely, courageously, and diligently built.